Today I've been asked to talk about balance oil and the science behind omega-3s and polyphenols for heart health. And as you probably know, cardiovascular disease remains one of the leading causes of death worldwide, and it is responsible for nearly 18 million deaths annually. And the multifaceted nature of cardiovascular disease stems from various genetic, lifestyle, and environmental factors, with modifiable risk factors playing a pivotal role. And among these, dietary habits holds a significant potential to influence cardiovascular disease outcomes. And evidence consistently supports the critical role of a heart-healthy diet in managing risk factors like chronic inflammation, oxidative stress, lipid imbalances, and endothelial dysfunction, which are all key drivers of cardiovascular disease progression. Among the most extensively studied dietary components with profound cardiovascular benefits are omega-3 polyunsaturated fatty acids and polyphenols. And these bioactive compounds, they address key mechanisms underlying cardiovascular disease, which, as I mentioned, includes lipid imbalances, chronic inflammation, oxidative stress, and endothelial dysfunction. And their ability to target multiple pathways simultaneously is what makes these compounds essential tools for preventing and managing cardiovascular disease. And as you probably know, the Mediterranean diet is globally recognized as a gold standard for heart health, largely due to its emphasis on foods that are rich in omega-3 fatty acids and polyphenols. And extra virgin olive oil, which is a cornerstone of the Mediterranean diet, is abundant in polyphenols with potent antioxidant and anti-inflammatory properties. And when you pair this with the marine-derived omega-3 fatty acids from fatty fish, the Mediterranean diet exemplifies how these two components work synergistically to combat cardiovascular risk factors. And this dietary pattern's success in reducing the incidences of cardiovascular diseases, which is supported by extensive amounts of epidemiological and clinical studies, highlights the importance of these components in protecting heart health. And research also continues to underscore the unique interplay between omega-3s and polyphenols, suggesting that it's their combined effects that can amplify their individual benefits. So these two essential ingredients are what forms the foundation of Zinzino's balance oil, which is a carefully formulated product that is designed to replicate the heart-healthy principles of the Mediterranean diet. So during today's presentation, we will delve into the evidence supporting the roles of omega-3s and polyphenols in reducing cardiovascular risk factors. And the key topics we will explore includes the role of omega-3 fatty acids in reducing inflammation and supporting cardiovascular health, how olive polyphenols protects against oxidative stress and improves omega-3 efficacy, and the synergistic benefits of combining these two ingredients for comprehensive heart health. So, while the Mediterranean diet, as I said, exemplifies the benefits of a balanced intake of omega-3s and polyphenols, we know that modern dietary patterns, they stand in quite a strong contrast to this ideal diet, we could say. And Western diets, which are dominated by processed foods and omega-6 rich vegetable oils, they have disrupted this delicate balance between omega-6 and omega-3 fatty acids. And it is this imbalance that profoundly impacts the inflammatory pathways, as you can see on the figure here, which shifts the body towards a pro-inflammatory state that contributes to exacerbating cardiovascular risk. And modern diets, which you know are dominated by the omega-6 rich vegetable oils and processed foods, they have created an unhealthy balance between the omega-6 and omega-3 fatty acids that often exceeds 15 to 1. And this imbalance, it drives a pro-inflammatory state by increasing the production of something called leukotrienes and prostaglandins, which are molecules that amplify systemic inflammation and thereby contribute to cardiovascular disease. But in contrast, the omega-3 fatty acids, and in particularly EPA and DHA, they shift these pathways towards anti-inflammatory and pro-resolving mediators that are known as resolvins, protectins, and myrcins. And these mediators, they work by actively resolving inflammation, stabilizing atherosclerotic plaques, and supporting endothelial health. And the figure here illustrates the stark contrast between the outcomes of a pro-inflammatory diet, which elevates markers like CRP, and an anti-inflammatory diet, which balances the omega-6 and omega-3 intake and thereby promotes cardiovascular protection. So restoring this balance through omega-3 supplementation contributes to reducing systemic inflammation and prevents plaque instability and supports overall vascular health, which therefore emphasizes the importance of high-quality formulations like Balance Oil, which works to target just this to achieve optimal heart health. So, as we've seen, while modern diets, they often create a pro-inflammatory state through an excessively high omega-6 to omega-3 ratio, the omega-3 fatty acids, and particularly EPA and DHA, they offer quite a powerful counterbalance to this. And these essential fatty acids, they address the key drivers of cardiovascular disease, which I repeat includes inflammation, lipid imbalances, and heart rhythm disturbances. And as we saw on the previous slide, the omega-3s, they reduce inflammation by decreasing the levels of the key inflammatory markers like CRP, and also by inhibiting the pro-inflammatory mediators that are derived from the omega-6 fatty acids. In addition, they also serve as precursors for these mediators that are called specialized pro-resolving mediators. And by modulating the inflammatory pathways, omega-3s, they not only protect against the progression of cardiovascular disease, but they also contribute to stabilizing atherosclerotic plaques and supporting endothelial health. And beyond their anti-inflammatory properties, omega-3s, they significantly improve lipid profiles. And one of their most notable effects is the reduction of triglyceride levels. And they achieve this by decreasing the liver's production of triglycerides and also increasing the clearance from the bloodstream. And in addition to that, omega-3s, they raise the levels of HDL cholesterol, which is also known as the good cholesterol, which helps to remove the excess cholesterols from the arterial walls. And they also shift the composition of the LDL cholesterol, also known as the bad cholesterol, by reducing the proportion of these more smaller, denser LDL particles, which are the ones that are more prone to penetrating the arterial walls and forming plaques. So this comprehensive improvement in lipid metabolism is crucial for reducing the risk of atherosclerosis and cardiovascular events. Omega-3s, they also contribute to heart rhythm stabilization, which is an often overlooked yet vital cardiovascular benefit. And they do this by enhancing the electrical stability of the heart by modulating ion channels and reducing the excitability of cardiac cells or heart cells. And this contributes to lowering the risk of arrhythmias, which are irregular heartbeats that can lead to sudden cardiac arrest or heart failure. So by promoting steadier and more regular heartbeats, the omega-3 fatty acids, they provide an additional layer of protection for individuals that are at high risk of cardiovascular disease. And together, all of these benefits, they highlight the essential role of omega-3s in maintaining cardiovascular health, which makes them a cornerstone for preventive and therapeutic strategies in order to combat heart disease. And if you look at the scientific evidence, the role of omega-3s in reducing cardiovascular risk is supported by a wealth of clinical evidence. And there are numerous clinical studies that demonstrate that omega-3 supplementation leads to reduced levels of CRP, improved lipid profiles, and lower rates of cardiovascular events. And we also see that large-scale meta-analysis, they confirm these benefits, and they show that omega-3 supplementation is associated with a 7 to 10% reduction in major adverse cardiovascular events. And this is when you exclude the Reduce-IT trial. However, when high-dose trials, such as the Reduce-IT trial, which uses 4 grams of EPA per day, is included in these, you see that this reduction increases to up to 25%. And I just want to explain that the reason some of these analyses excluded is because of the pharmaceutical dosages and the placebo that is used in this trial. But by showing them independently and together, they show the full potential of high-dose omega-3s in preventing cardiovascular disease. And research also shows that consistent supplementation over time improves cardiovascular health markers, and individuals that have higher circulating levels of EPA and DHA, they experience significantly fewer cardiovascular events, including lower incidence of cardiovascular disease mortality when you compare it to those that have lower levels in their circulation. So these benefits, they are dose dependent, with higher doses providing greater protection. And omega-3s, they also support endothelial health, like I said. They help stabilize atherosclerotic plaques, and they actively resolve inflammation through the production of these specialized pro-resolving mediators. And these molecules, they not only reduce systemic inflammation, but they also prevent plaque rupture, which is a critical factor in the prevention of acute cardiovascular events. So taken together, all of these evidence, they solidify omega-3s as a cornerstone for cardiovascular prevention, whether it's through lowering inflammation, stabilizing plaques, or reducing the risk of major adverse cardiovascular events. Consistent omega-3 supplementation remains one of the most well-documented science-backed strategies for protecting heart health. So with that, I want to move over to the olive polyphenols. And first of all, just to start, what are they? Polyphenols, they are a class of bioactive compounds that are found in plants, and they are particularly abundant in extra virgin olive oil. And these components, they exhibit powerful antioxidant and anti-inflammatory properties. So by scavenging free radicals, polyphenols, they mitigate oxidative stress, which I've stated before is one of the key contributors to endothelial dysfunction and atherosclerosis, and consequently also cardiovascular disease. And so regular consumption of extra virgin olive oil, it has been associated with reduced levels of the oxidized LDL cholesterol, which is the bad cholesterol, improved endothelial function, and also lower levels of inflammatory markers like CRP. And beyond these benefits, the polyphenols in extra virgin olive oil, they contribute to gut health by modulating the intestinal microbiota. And they do this by influencing the microbiota composition, by promoting the growth of the beneficial bacteria, while also suppressing the growth of the more harmful bacteria that are closely linked to inflammation. And this modulation, it improves the gut barrier integrity, and therefore also reduces the leakage of endotoxins into the bloodstream, which is one key driver of systemic inflammation and therefore also cardiovascular risk. And additionally, the metabolites that are generated by polyphenols in the microbiota, such as short-chain fatty acids, these short-chain fatty acids, they also exhibit potent anti-inflammatory effects that further supports cardiovascular health. So if we take a closer look at the specific cardiovascular benefits of olive polyphenols, we see that olive polyphenols, and particularly hydroxytyrosol, play a critical role in reducing oxidative stress. And as potent antioxidants, they help to protect the omega-3 fatty acids from oxidation, which ensures that their anti-inflammatory and lipid-lowering benefits remain intact during digestion and also during storage. And this is especially important because oxidized lipids, they contribute to atherosclerosis and endothelial dysfunction, which, as we've said many times now, are key drivers of cardiovascular disease. And in addition to their antioxidant properties, polyphenols, they exhibit powerful anti-inflammatory effects. And hydroxytyrosol, for instance, do this by inhibiting key enzymes such as COX and LOX, and thereby reducing the production of these pro-inflammatory molecules. And this helps to lower systemic inflammation, which again is a central factor in the progression of atherosclerosis and other cardiovascular conditions. And beyond that, polyphenols, they also improve cholesterol function by enhancing the ability of the HDL cholesterol, or the good cholesterol, to remove cholesterol from the arterial walls and to transport it back to the liver for excretion. And this not only reduces the accumulation of harmful cholesterol in the arteries, but it also improves the overall lipid profiles, which then further supports cardiovascular health. So taken together, all of these mechanisms, they underscore why olive polyphenols are such valuable components of a heart-healthy dietary strategy. And it is their unique ability to target multiple pathways simultaneously, just like the omega-3 fatty acids, that positions these as powerful allies in the prevention against cardiovascular disease. If we look at the scientific evidence, then studies show that combining olive oil polyphenols with omega-3s significantly reduces markers of oxidative stress, such as MCP1 and CRP. And furthermore, olive-derived polyphenols, they improve endothelial function by promoting nitric oxide production, enhancing blood flow, and lowering blood pressure. And research also indicates that regular consumption of olive polyphenols contributes to long-term cardiovascular protection, thereby reducing the risk of heart disease over time. So the combination of omega-3s and olive polyphenols, it creates a unique synergy that enhances their individual benefits. And these complementary effects, they demonstrate how olive polyphenols and omega-3 fatty acids can work together to maximize cardiovascular benefits. And they do this firstly because polyphenols, as I've said, they enhance the stability of the omega-3 fatty acids and thereby preventing their oxidation and ensuring long-term efficacy and also bioavailability. And this is crucial for maintaining the potency of the omega-3s during the digestion and storage phases. And additionally, the combination of omega-3s and olive polyphenols, it amplifies their anti-inflammatory effects. So together, instead of individually, they reduce the inflammatory markers more effectively than when either component is consumed alone. And this provides powerful support against chronic inflammation that is one of the key drivers behind cardiovascular disease. And then finally, this combination results in stronger antioxidant activity, where research shows a threefold increase in the antioxidant effects when you pair these together compared to when you consume them alone. And scientific studies have confirmed that combining omega-3s with polyphenols from olive oil, it enhances their effectiveness. Like I've said, the polyphenols, they help stabilize the omega-3s, which reduces lipid oxidation and inflammation, while also amplifying their cardiovascular benefits. And this combination delivers greater improvements in heart health markers, like reduced inflammatory responses and better lipid profiles, compared to using either alone. So by combining high-quality omega-3s with high-quality olive oil rich in polyphenols, Balance Oil offers a scientifically proven solution to optimize heart health. And with all of that in mind, I just want to briefly look at how Balance Oil compares to other supplements on the market. And this comparison highlights why Balance Oil stands out as a comprehensive solution for heart health. Because when you're choosing an omega-3 supplement, it's important to consider not only the omega-3 source, but also additional features such as enhanced stability, bioavailability, and overall efficacy. So Zinzino Balance Oil leads the way by combining sustainable fish oil with polyphenol-rich olive oil, offering a unique advantage that most other products lack. Because unlike standard fish oil or krill oil, Balance Oil incorporates high levels of polyphenols. And like I've explained, these polyphenols, they play a critical role in protecting the omega-3s against oxidation, thereby ensuring greater stability and long-term efficacy. And as a result, Balance Oil maintains a higher bioavailability compared to standard fish oil, which allows your body to absorb and utilize the omega-3s more effectively. And the inclusion of polyphenols also gives Balance Oil a quite pleasant taste, which we've added with flavors like lemon that makes it much more enjoyable to consumers compared to, say, standard fish oil that often has a fishy taste. And also krill oil, it offers good bioavailability, but it lacks these polyphenols that we have in Balance Oil. So in summary, Balance Oil, it is more than just an omega-3 supplement. It is a scientifically advanced formulation that ensures comprehensive heart health by combining high-quality ingredients with superior taste and superior effectiveness. So the key takeaways I want you to take away from this presentation is that cardiovascular disease remains the leading global cause of death, but modifiable factors like diet offer powerful preventive strategies. And we've seen the importance of omega-3s. They contribute to reduced inflammation, improved lipid profiles, and supporting endothelial function, thereby addressing key drivers of cardiovascular disease. And then we have the power of polyphenols, where the olive-derived polyphenols protect the omega-3s from oxidation and amplify their effects, and also provide
olej to nie jest lek, tylko pożywienie. To przestałaś też jeść?
Yeah, and also provide additional antioxidant and anti-inflammatory benefits, while in addition regulating the intestinal microbiota in order to support systemic health. So it is the synergy between omega-3s and polyphenols that amplifies their individual benefits, that therefore also makes Balance Oil a standout solution for heart health. And Balance Oil thereby offers a convenient and effective way to harness these benefits for improved heart health. And with practical tools like the balance test, it also allows for personalized management by ensuring measurable progress and optimal outcomes. Thank you.